just here to allow you to ask any questions you would like of the family. If you could just please direct your question to a specific person, and they will come towards the microphone stand. We're sitting in the middle right now to answer, again, any questions that you may have.
Please state and say your name, Frank. They want to hear from you.
Anyone have any questions for
They
Owen?
hear me talk enough. They want to hear from you. Come on, Owen. I won't come with you. Come on, I'll come with you. What do you want to say? This is not the first time that you met the deputies, but unfortunately he was heavily sedated and on a respirator. But deputies were excited they got to meet Owen's parents, and Owen just doesn't really remember as much that day. So today's the first day you got to meet the deputies.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel?
Good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
What did you say to them? Thank you for getting my butt out of that fire.
He's not normally this quiet.
He's told me multiple times that he's grateful. In our times alone, where it's just me and him speaking, and we're talking about what happened and the value and the importance of life, and Deputy Reich and Deputy Maldonado, and just in the nick of time, his life was spared, and he didn't perish in that fire. He's talked to me openly and said, I'm thankful. He's nervous. I like being on camera. I have to remember he's not me. Yeah.
Owen, do you remember that night?
Mm-hmm.
You do? What do you remember about it?
I remember the fire alarm going off and the smoke.
Come to the microphone a little bit so they can hear you. You're talking very quietly.
I remember the fire alarm going off when it was beeping, making sounds.
How hard was it to try to find the deputies, to try to get to the window? You were telling me about that. Tell them how hard that was.
That was hard because I really don't remember because I was unconscious.
Do you want to talk about how you heard the beeping, but you kind of ignored it and fell back asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Because I had no idea
we
what it
didn't know.
was.
Yeah, because it was the middle of the night. What about you trying to bang on the window? Remember you told me that you tried to bang on the window?
Oh yeah, I tried to break it with my palm, but I couldn't do that.
Yeah, and the smoke came fast. Our house was pine wood, 112 years old, quick and fast.
It was really smoky in there. Do you remember that? What was it like being in that?
The smoke filled the room, and I couldn't bear. It was like kind of blackish.
Couldn't even see. You were telling me when the deputies were shining the light, like they kept saying, come to the light, and you couldn't even see the light. It was so filled with smoke.
Yes. The window was like completely black.
What was it like when you woke up? Remember where you were when you woke up?
The ambulance.
What was happening around you? What did you hear?
They were like, because there was like two people in the ambulance, and I didn't. I was like closing my eyes because it was like really late, and I didn't. And I was like saying, "Where's my mom?" And I was wondering where she was.
Something funny. So he is very strong-willed, and I will tell him, "Oh, and don't go left right there because there's a stop sign, and the cars coming the opposite way might not be able to see you on your skateboard." And he'll say, "Oh no, they can see me. That's fine." And I try to tell him regularly, like, "Mommy is 44. I've lived, and I have a little bit more knowledge." And I'll never forget in that night in the ambulance, he was panicked and he was, breathing and moving around. And one of the paramedics said, "Mom, I'm going to need his arm to give him some fentanyl medication to calm him down." And he heard needle, and he says, "Get that thing away from me!" And at that very moment, I squeezed his face full of soot and his blue eyes that were red. And I said, "Oh, and if you've never heard anything I say tonight, just listen to Mommy. You know how Mommy always tells you Mommy knows best, Mommy knows best. Please just trust when I say that. Right now, Mommy knows best. This is life or death." And he was like, so he finally listened, you know.
Oh, and I know last week you were saying how excited you were to meet those two deputies, and I asked you what you thought about them, and you said, they are the best deputies. And, you know, you're looking forward to this moment. What's going through your mind right now? I can see you're smiling. I mean, just to be able to give them a hug like that, how did that feel?
Good.
Yeah. You've been looking forward to this moment for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first you get to see them?
Mhm.
Are you interested in maybe sitting with them and talking a little more?
Let's maybe have our deputies step up as well in case you guys have any
Yeah.
questions for them along here.
Come on, guys. Don't be shy.
Is there anything you want to say to them now that you finally get to meet them?
Thank you.
Tell them what you told me yesterday about how the deputies saved your life.
I don't remember what we talked about.
It's all good. Having a bunch of
What did he tell everyone what these deputies did for you?
Saved my life.
How did they do that?
Pulled me from my smoky room.
That they did.
Does anyone have any other questions? Can we ask the deputies a couple questions?
Come on, come back with me. You've been tortured enough.
You did a good job. Just walked into a room full of cameras there. Sorry. I've already got.
There's always one.
What was that?
Can you guys kind of walk us through what you remember from that night and just what was going through your guys' minds when you were trying to break that window and then when you finally, you know, were able to pull it out?
So, I mean, everything from the jump when you get there and you learn that somebody is still inside of a house that is pretty much completely engulfed in flames, that scenario changes completely, and you got to go into kind of a mode of just kind of getting yourself collected and making sure the only goal is get that person out of that house. So once we finally did get him out, it's kind of a sense of relief briefly, but then obviously he had a little bit of time he had to recover in the hospital. So now that he's here, it's awesome.
To kind of go off that, I know some of the hardest calls that you respond to involve children. Having such a good outcome out of this, how does that make you guys feel? Especially because you play the role.
It's an awesome feeling. You know, we see a lot in this job. Happy ending stories like this are, you know, kind of far and few between. So this is a good story, and I'm glad everything went the way that it did.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels good to see him here, up, walking around, smiling. I mean, pretty much a full recovery, so in a matter of a couple weeks. So got the best outcome out of it, I think.
And is this a moment you guys have been looking forward to? I know you guys visited him in the hospital, and then now seeing him exactly like you said, you know, recovering and his smile, kind of, what's this like for you guys?
This is good. You know, I know we just did it here in front of everybody, but we'll have a little bit of time here today to actually get to talk for a little bit. So it's good.
Yeah, this is definitely I think the outcome that we wanted, and the moment that we've been looking for is to get to talk to him and, you know, actually be able to speak with him and you know, kind of get to know him and whatnot. So.
Any other questions? Thank you all.
Thank you.
You walked in and saw these cameras, you're like,
I'm pretty sure I felt the same way that I did.